Hey, good morning. Day 121 at the base of the Liberty Springs Trail. You can see that it's 2.9 to the ridge, and it's a very steep climb. I've done this a whole bunch of times, including in January with my dogs and my son. I got frostbite. My son snowboarded down, but it's a heck of a steep climb going up for probably 2 hours. And then we'll be on the ridge line, which for my fellow travelers, Reboot, Bones, and Milo will be a real highlight because it's so beautiful up there, and me as well, even though I've done it many, many times. And it's Monday, June 25th. It's cool out here. I don't know if it's 60, I'd be surprised. We all had our jackets on till a minute ago, and we all took them off because we know we're going into a super steep section, and we'll be sweating bullets. But I'm sure once we get to the tree line, or the summit of Liberty, we'll put our jackets back on because it's going to be windy and cold on the summit. So day 121 starts now. Many thanks to my loving and kind wife Anna for hosting us in North Woodstock and taking care of us, and also for agreeing to shuttle us once we get to Crawford Notch due to some miscalculations on my part. So enough of me. Let me head into the woods. Talk to you soon. Hi, good morning again. It's almost 10 o'clock. Been hiking for a while. Just wanted to give you a flavor for what it's like hiking up Liberty. There were some easy sections on and off at the beginning, but it was kind of like Pennsylvania. You can't get lulled into the first quarter of Pennsylvania thinking the rest of it's easy. And sure enough, this is what it is. Pretty much this way to the top. Again, I've done it before, and it's actually, I think, one of the easiest ways to get up to the Franconia ridgeline. Certainly, Greenleaf, Falling Waters, and trail near the, I believe the Greenleaf Trail over on Lafayette are harder than this, but it's still hard. It's a very sweaty morning on Monday, June 25th. Oh, and sure, I'll throw my jacket on as soon as I get to the top, but yeah, heart's pounding, but it's a good workout for sure, and I'll check in later with some stupendous views from the summit. Hey, good morning. 11:45. We came from down there, and we came up over to here. Not that rocky peak. That's well, that's actually Mount Liberty, and then to your left is just the next peak is the Flume. But we came up just on the shoulder of Mount Liberty, and then hiked through those woods over here, and then had a rather steep climb up here, which was, at least for me, some handhold. But look at these views. Clouds are clearing. That's Owl Mountain, by the way, that little lump straight ahead in the middle of the Pemigewasset Wilderness. And the mountains on the other side, those are the Bonds. Some of the very finest hiking in the White Mountains, and because of their general inaccessibility, it means less crowds, but it's harder to get to. So, beautiful, beautiful. And it's warmer up here than I anticipated. I threw my jacket on as I got near the top of the mountain because it was cold and windy. Then the sun came out, and it stopped being cold and windy. So, it's not exactly balmy. It is a little windy here, but maybe 60 with some breeze. It's going to get windier though because we're in a protected spot. We're going to go back down into the trees a little bit. I think that might have been one of the haystacks. And you can hear the winds now. And then we'll permanently escape the tree line when we get to the second haystack. And then over to Mount Lincoln, and then ultimately over to Mount Lafayette. So it's, yep, this is as beautiful as you heard. Really nice. And we are in an alpine zone. So protect the plants, protect the trail, stay on the trail, and everything will be good. Talk to you soon. Hey guys. We're up on Hancock. Thought I'd better take some pictures because if you look north, you can see the I believe that to be Lincoln, socked in the clouds at the top. And if that's socked in, then Lafayette is probably. And the weather can change in a minute. So this is stupendous. Let's pan. That's Cannon Mountain, that large rock face. You can see part of the ski area. Whoa, there's something being blown over. And radio antenna. There's Lonesome Lake that we passed 2 days ago with a shelter. We got some food there. And there's the Kinsman's. Imagine how far back that is. And I believe further back is Moosilauke. That guy there. Down here you can see the beautiful, slightly less rugged mountains of southern New Hampshire. You can see some ski slopes over on Loon Mountain and some other mountains. I tried pyramids, I believe. Coming this way, I'm starting to lose track of which is which. But that one is just barely above us, or beyond us, is Powell Mountain. That's a 4,000 footer. And I'll get some pictures later, but yeah, you get the sense of it. This is a rugged, cold area, beautiful area. Talk to you later. As we're heading in that direction to Mount Liberty, there's a lot of little ups and downs here. Terrain is quite rocky. Beautiful views. The mountaintops go in and out of the clouds, but for the most part it's nice. It's a really nice contrast. I don't know if you can see with the, hopefully on the smartphone, the dark clouds ahead, which of course looks somewhat ominous, as in bad weather, aka rain. But be optimistic that it is not rain. And I'll take some more pics as we move ahead. It's all really quite beautiful, very rugged, and a real national treasure up here. Hey guys, you can see the terrain is pretty rugged ahead of us, and you can see some scale. There's one of our Canadian visitors hiking ahead of me, and the fog is pouring over the Liberty ahead, and so I think we're going to have some obscured views ahead. Check back in later. Hey everyone, we just passed the summit of what I believe to be Mount Lincoln there. And again, beautiful day, but the cloud deck looks to be around 5,000 feet or so, and moving up and down a little bit, so you can see Lafayette obscured. And on the shoulder of Lafayette to my left, that's the Greenleaf Hut. We won't be going down there, but it's a very cool hut, and like all of them. And yeah, so it's going to get a little bit more exposed, a little bit more rugged heading up the shoulder, finally to the summit of Lafayette. It's going to be cold and windy up there, but that's okay. We're ready. And there's my friend Reboot documenting his adventure, and how nice it looks behind us. This is the Pemigewasset Wilderness, and fantastic area for backcountry hiking and camping. You can go hours, indeed in some cases days. I've seen people down there, depending upon coming upon some fairly recent landslides, I believe. I recall like 5 years ago. This really opened up and got much worse. But yeah, onward to Mount Lafayette, you can hear the winds. It'll get worse. Oh well. Talk to you soon. A strange animal. It's got a little bit of a tail. I thought it was thinking it was just sitting in the trail there. I don't know what to say, whether it's injured or even what it is. I don't even see any tail legs, but pretty interesting. Jeepers, look at it. Now it's okay. Now it's running. It's probably some fruit up by a hiker. You can hear the wind up here. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And our target is not in the clouds. cold pretty quick if you stand still here. It doesn't help that I got my shorts on. Oh well, move on. See ya. Hey guys, we made it to the summit of Lafayette, and stupendous views. Lafayette has merged back out of the clouds. There's over a Cannon Mountain. There's quite a few hikers up here today. You can see that's Lincoln, Mount Lincoln behind us. It's hard to see the haystacks. You can see in the distance the flume and this Cannon ski area. And again, the beautiful Pemigewasset Wilderness. And that's straight ahead, the camera, dead center. I believe that to be Mount Washington Presidential. It will be in a couple of days. If it's windy and cold here, it's going to be windier and colder there. And that's where we'll be heading this afternoon to Garfield. Some beautiful areas, Garfield, Gale Head, Zealand Falls, great shelters and great hiking trails over there. But in the meantime, I have to go down Lafayette, which is that way. And there's some beautiful, I don't know how to describe them, but mountains coming down from Lafayette. And then there's several super steep descents, which we'll have to be quite careful on. I'll check in later. Things are going well. It's super windy up here. I'm sure it's in the low 40s. It was in the mid to high 40s a couple of mountains ago. And it's quite windy, probably 40-mile-an-hour winds right now, gusting a bit higher at times. I'll talk to you later. See you. Hey there. We've come down from the north side of Lafayette. It was outrageously windy. We all had a very hard time staying upright coming down the mountain. And now we're into the tree line, and it can be mucky and steep and wet sections, which can be quite perilous, including this section ahead. So I think I'm going to put my camera away for a moment. Hey there. We're on the summit of Garfield, looking back at the Franconia Ridge, including Lafayette, in that very windy descent. And coming to my left, this is the Pemigewasset Wilderness, and this is the backside of Owl Mountain. Beautiful wilderness area, and you can see Bond Cliff and the Bonds to my left. In the interest of time, we're just going to move a little faster and get back on the trail. See you later. Good morning, day 122. It's Tuesday, June 26th. It's about 6:18 in the morning, and a lovely sunrise here, looking out over the Bonds from the Garfield tent shelter. We're leaving early. We had a pretty good night. It was freezing. It was in the 30s. We had some snoring tent platform neighbors, which is never fun, but oh well. But we're out early. We've got 17 plus miles to go to the Willie House before the wife picks us up and drives us over to the Highland Center. And we'll get a good night's sleep there, and then over into the Presidentials the next day. So I gotta catch up with my friends, so I'm gonna end it there. See you later. Coming down a super steep trail here. It also serves as a beautiful waterfall. There's Milo hanging on for dear life. And it continues. There's Bones down below. But man, this is a tough one. I remember this, so I think this is the only really super hard one we'll face today. Good news. Hey guys, about 2 hours after we started and left the Garfield tent site, reached the Gale Head Hut. It's been arduous hiking. I just wanted to show you this. It's quite a beautiful location and a beautiful spot, like many others, looking into the Pemigewasset Wilderness. There's the rest of the team, taking pictures, relaxing, and yeah, this is beautiful White Mountains, and very nice. Check that out. Okay, and by the way, here's the hut, which is also a nice hut. Good morning again. About 9 a.m. Reached the top of South Twin, and the views are, as you'd expect, stupendous. It's windy and cold up here. I'm in short sleeves and a t-shirt, but only because I just had an incredible climb. We're on south twin. I believe that to be north twin, that away. And you can see where we came from. Here's Garfield straight away, and then there's the Franconia Ridge, and the big mountain behind that, the large ridge line, is Moosilauke. I don't think you can see the Kinsman's. I think the Kinsman's behind it. Then to the left you see Lincoln, Lincoln, Liberty, and somewhere down there is Flume. But yeah, we're covering a lot of trail. It's all good. We're going to still cover a lot of miles before Anna picks us up at 4. Hi guys, this is the Bonds. That's the trail leading to the Bonds, and that's the Hemi Wilderness and the Franconia Range with Lafayette behind us. And it's really pretty up here. Very rocky landscape, and with low-growing shrubs. And I think that might be Cardigan over there. I think it is. The 4,000 footer. And we're like 3.8, I believe, from Zealand Falls. It's about 10 a.m. If we're lucky, we'll get there by noontime, eat some snacks, rest for a minute, and then I think we'll have about 9 miles left for the day. So we're still putting out. Yesterday was relatively short, 10 miles, and very tiring. But today is 14. It's going to be more tiring, but we'll be staying at the Highland Center. And because the AT, unfortunately, diverges away from the Highland Center, my wife, Anna, has kindly agreed to drive an hour to that particular location where it crosses Route 302, pick us up, and drive us the 3.5 miles back to the Highland Center. And then tomorrow morning we'll just be on our own. There's a shuttle, but they want $20 whether you go 1 mile or 50 miles. So my plan is to hitchhike, and I'm optimistic we'll be able to get a free ride. Talk to you later. Pretty cool. Okay. Oh, you don't eat chicken. That's right, I can't catch it. There he is. Goodbye, grouse. Maybe they're kids. Hello. I just thought this was interesting. What I believe to be azaleas are blooming here. Here it is, June 26th. And we're up pretty much near the summit of a 4,000 footer. And there's some more azaleas blooming over there. You might be able to, hopefully, the bright sun, see them. Yeah. And several months back I was in Virginia, and things were blooming then. And the azaleas were blooming then, that is. And here we are months later, and that just fell. And the plant season is obviously skewed due to the weather, the altitude, and it just, it's pretty interesting for a plant lover to see the same plants blooming over months, because we're heading further north. Maybe that habit will continue in Maine. Who knows? But it is a pretty day here. This is obviously a very nice trail. We bypassed the Zealand Cliffs, which are gorgeous, and there's huge rocky outcrops there with precipitous falls. But we're covering big miles today for the White Mountains. That is 14 plus miles, and my wife Anna has been kind enough to drive over an hour to pick us up and bring us to the Highlands Center to stay overnight. So I don't want to be late for that, given it'll be like a 3-hour event for her. So back into the woods with my good friend and fellow dog lover Milo, who we're all dog lovers. All four of us, Bones, Reboot, Milo, and Pritch, all love dogs. It may be a hiker thing. Just like outdoor living and dogs. But, oh well, back to the Hey guys, about 12:30 we made it to the Zealand Falls hut. Went in and got some soup and some treats, and this young man over here, that's Eagle. I hiked with Eagle in March. And guess what I found Eagle's AWOL guide. I find everything. Yeah, I was like, who lost their AWOL guide? I hiked and I caught up with Eagle, and I'm like, who here doesn't have their AWOL guide? And we're like, we've got our AWOL guides. And I'm like, prove it. Eagle's like, oh shit, where's my Yeah. This dude is so fast. Eagle was with us that day, then bolted the next day, and I didn't see him again for probably 2 months. Yeah. In Virginia, you had taken time off with the family or something, and now it happens again. Sorry to hear about your grandfather.
It's awesome how it all works out.
Isn't it? Yeah. For the young catching the old. But we have a beautiful view here off into the mountains, and this is Zealand Falls. It's a beautiful stream that comes by the hut, and past trips here with my son Andy. He and I have taken a quick impromptu bath in that hut before we went to sleep, even on the coldest nights. It was quite nice, but this is a beautiful area. Maybe I'll catch a picture of the water element when we're leaving. See you. Hey guys, this is Zealand Falls, and really great place to dip yourself into. I'm coming over here because there's a beautiful view of the lake below, and there is a bigger falls down there, but I'm too tired and too sore to go and check it out. We're gonna make some tracks so my wife can pick us up at 4, but gosh, this is such a beautiful area. If you're watching this and you have young children, there's nothing better that you can do is bring your child into do hut-to-hut hiking, as I did with my son Andy. It takes a little bit of the burden off you, feeds you dinner and breakfast, and introduces your son or daughter to the outdoors, and that really blossomed in his case. But enough of that, on back to... Hi guys, we're walking along an area called White Wall Slide, and you can see up there it's probably not an area that you'd want to casually hike up given the amount of rockfall, and it's quite beautiful. And as I turn to my side, you can see far more rocks and that have fallen down here, and there's a beautiful little water element there. Zealand Falls hut, you can just barely see. I'm kind of hanging out over the edge here. That little wooden structure in the distance, probably a mile or so back. But this is White Falls Slide. Very interesting and different part of the trail. We'll come out of the woods. You can see the just beautiful sunny day and crazy weather difference from yesterday, where we just had incredibly high winds and cold weather, low 40s when we were hiking yesterday. But this is neat. It's a nice little diversion to our day of ups, downs, and sideways, and cliffs, and mud, etc. So, enough of that. I gotta put this away before I fall. Okay, guys. On the YouTube channel, I've been asked if I saw anything other than pink lady slippers. And I said, that's all I've seen. I've seen them by the hundreds, if not thousands. But that in Maine, yellow lady slippers are native, and they're fragrant to boot. But for the last mile or two, I've been seeing other lady slippers, and I wasn't quite sure, but look at this one. It's a white lady slipper. And, yeah, it's nice. It's not facing me, so it's a little bit less showy. But white lady slipper, pretty cool. It means I think I saw one like a mile back, or half mile back. It means I've only seen a handful, like 2. There's a pink lady slipper there, another pink one. And, but yes, I can add to my hit list, if you will, a couple of white lady slippers, which I had never seen in the wild. There are some plant growers like White Flower Farm in Litchfield, Connecticut, that sell the white and the yellow lady slippers for big money. But I've never been willing to spend money on that. in any case, if I do, at some point, I am getting closer to Maine, spot the infamous yellow lady slipper, I'm going to make a point of smelling it and filming it and reporting back. Talk to you later. We're going over a beautiful bridge here, beautiful bridge, and Milo looked at this and said, look at how dark that water is. So it's not clear whether it's the iron in the rocks or the ground or tannins from the leaves, but it's quite brown. It's flowing well. And we're lucky we're on a nice bridge about 5 miles to the Willie house, a little over 5 miles to the Willie house where my wife's going to pick us up. There's a metal cable here. Interesting. Well, okay. Back to the trail. We got a haul. Hey there. More white lady slippers. Yeah. Interesting. There's one down there. There's another one up here. I've seen a few others on the trail. They look like they're maybe past prime. They probably started flowering a couple of weeks ago, or at least some time ago. But I've seen a half a dozen of them since I spotted the first. So interesting. Yeah, not a huge number compared to the pink ones, but then they appear to flower later, or a bit later. But yeah, kind of nice. A little diversion in our long day of hiking. And today we're going 14 or so. It doesn't sound like much compared to what we're used to, but when you consider the terrain and the fact that this is the whites, frankly, it's arduous. Maybe a bit too much. And we're going to really research tomorrow, because tomorrow we're heading into the presidentials, and that's going to be more arduous, I think, and more exposed for sure to winds and precipitation. But we'll see. We'll study it tonight. Talk to you later. In case you're wondering about those bog rhododendrons, they live in alpine areas, but they also live in bogs. Here's some of them right here, and this is clearly a boggy area. So I've been seeing more of them. Also, here's some more. And just an update on the lady slippers. I've been seeing a whole range of bright pink. Then I noticed a lot of them were just less pink, and some of the white ones had shreds of pink in it. So, and some of them were bright white. It's would appear that there's a lot of cross-fertilizing going on, and they're kind of blending together. But there's a lot of each color. God, I can't stand when I get mud all over my legs. Sorry about that. Just talking off the cuff. And but yeah, I have about 3.5 miles to go. This is flat. It's supposed to become quite steep downhill. Oh, don't step in that. Oh. Yeah, this is muckety muck. There's nothing worse than getting your feet and socks soaked, because I have only a few pairs of socks and generally don't have access to washing machines, so you wring them out as best you can and hang them up in your tent and wear them a day or two later. So if they get dirty, they're going to stay dirty until you get up to a point you have a washing machine. So, just life on the trail.